Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Faux Show. Today is Sunday, May 11th. My name is Angela.
And my name is Chris.
And as most of you know, the Faux Show is not a real show. It is a social experience because I don't look at you. I look at the chat which I have here on my iPad.
Oh, the chat room, I've got them full screen on my outrageous screen.
It's over there on a monitor where we can see ourselves. It's over here, too.
Actually, that doesn't matter. It is built into the best lower third on the internet. If you are watching the video version of the Faux Show, you might just become aware of all of a sudden there's movement down there. That is actually the jblive.tv chat room. Lower third is an industry technical term, does not actually represent the actual size of the chat room. And those of us visiting the live Faux Show on Sunday, like Ange mentioned, are partaking in a social experience.
This is an afterlass.
Turns out, IRC, also a social network. Blew your mind.
It's a social network inside of... Okay, well, so today we are working on playing with perspective. And this is really cool, okay? So there's two main categories, because of course we can go into all the brain teasers and whatever, but I'm going to show you guys some famous landmarks that you're aware of, but maybe you're not aware of what's just on the outskirts of those landmarks.
I like this. It's like sometimes you see something, and then when you see it again, you realize... Maybe just the way it was framed tricked me into seeing something a certain way. But I wanted to say, Happy Mother's Day.
Oh.
We are recording. You're a soldier recording this on Mother's Day. Yeah, it's fun, right?
It's just another day.
It's fun.
I'm still a mom.
Doing the faux is fun anyways. All right, where do we start, Andrews?
Well, so the pyramids of Giza. You know what? Is it Giza or Giza?
Giza. Geyser.
Wow.
Giza.
I think it's Giza.
Let's go with Giza.
I think it's Giza.
I like that.
Giza?
We'll know in a few seconds.
Well, anyway,
the chat room tells us.
Things like this, I've seen pictures of these a lot. Right?
Giza, yeah. Giza,
and I always think somebody's got to travel by camel, like in the picture.
Oh, right.
For days to get to something like this.
You think they're out in the desert, they're isolated, you have to travel by camel.
Right.
Well, let me guess, if you just change your perspective on that picture a little bit.
Look at that.
They're just surrounded by civilization.
Yeah, just totally surrounded by civilization.
Yeah.
It's actually really crazy.
Yeah, I saw that years ago, and I had that same reaction. I was like, oh, of course. I was like, I just assumed. My brain filled in those details, but the reality, of course, that's what it looks like.
I know. Well, I didn't expect that at all. Yeah, look, see, the chat room, holy crap, next to a city.
So the chat room, for those of you watching, it's just outside Cairo, exactly.
Somebody said the Sphinx stares at a KFC.
Yeah, maybe it does.
I think it does, actually.
So those of you on the audio version, what we're looking at is an aerial shot of the pyramids where just beyond, depending on how you, if you would have framed a ground shot, you would have seen all of the buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the way
all three pyramids kind of stacked against each other, and you could see how they could take that angle.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, it doesn't even look like desert where there's civilization.
Yeah. No, it's very civilized. I mean, it's a lot of people there.
The Acropolis.
Oh yeah, this is
kind of looks like it's on a hill, and or like maybe surrounded by water because there's a lot of greenery.
And I see water off on the back
algae-ish.
Right there. It looks like. What do we have here? This isn't water at all.
Nope. It is raised up above the city, but there's still a city all around it.
I did know this one too, but you know what? It's funny is you never see really that picture of it. You always see just the shot of it, the beauty shot.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it looks a lot better that way, so it's understandable why they do that.
Yeah.
But again, you change. This is like the I was thinking perspective would be another type of perspective. This type of perspective is like almost behind the scenes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. So the Arc de Triomphe, whatever.
Beautiful.
It is actually really cool.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the coolest ones. It's an aerial shot. Yeah, it's the center, and all the streets and everything appear to made to all meet at the center of this arc.
This is why we got to go and do shows on location so we can see these things.
Yeah, right.
This is why we got to do shows around the world. Oh, Stonehenge. Now everybody has seen this picture, right?
Seriously.
This is like, okay, all right. Now
and this is the beauty shot of it.
I have no idea what the non-beauty shot looks like. I think you're about to ruin my world. Let me see.
I know. See, I know. I seriously, when I look through these, I'm like, this is ruining everything.
These are majestic rocks. Look at that. There's what is that, a farm? What is that?
Yeah, I know, right? So it is like by itself. There's no big city like the other ones that we just saw. But yeah.
There's a road right by it.
Yeah, and it appears there's a worn out path around
car
it.
Parking and stuff probably.
And
people
for
coming
tourists
to see it.
And whatever.
Looks like a tourist HQ just down the road a little bit right there.
Mm-hmm.
Not what I expected.
No.
I don't know what I did. I expected, it was like some beautiful flowing river.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
again, like this stuff, when I think about it, like I actually did know that's kind of where it was, but visually, like conceptually I knew where it was, but visually, like that's not how I see it at all.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
All right.
Central Park.
Central Park in New York City.
Oh, man. Don't you want to do a faux show from right there? Look
Yeah,
at
that would be really cool.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
We've never been to New York City, but this one I kind of expected.
Yeah, and I love this one, actually.
You know, I didn't expect it to be that huge.
It's very huge, isn't it?
It's ginormous. It's a straight down shot, aerial
You can see
shot.
it from space. Like that's
wow, really?
Yeah, you can see it just a patch of green from like if you're up in the space station.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, like each building is almost like it's like half a block. So
yeah, it's huge.
It is what 60 or 80, maybe even 100
Look
blocks
at the size of that golf course
long?
right there. That gives you some
Yeah.
perspective.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And a lake. The lake does it too. There's 2 lakes actually. Gosh, I'd love to go to these places and see that. That is such a cool shot from above.
Yeah.
And it's such an interesting contrast of like stark metal and then
Yeah.
boom, nature.
Right. Well, you can see they're doing their best to get greenery on the roofs and greenery around the areas.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Next we have the Pantheon of Rome.
Okay, yeah.
So this one I definitely have seen. You can see on the left there's some buildings and whatever, but there's definitely here's the view through McDonald's.
Through the McDonald's across the street.
Yeah, which I mean it's literally right there. So
To be fair, the McDonald's has gold trim.
Yeah.
Look at the gold trim on the doors.
It fancies it up for sure.
Yeah, it's a pretty fancy McDonald's. Those are with the those are the fancy McDonald's trash cans. So that thing's highfalutin.
Well, and these high chairs.
Yeah, those look nice.
All right, the Forbidden City.
Oh yes, another majestic one. Look at that.
Okay.
So historic. And that looks like any city at all, actually. That just looks like a dump. Kind of.
Oh, my God.
Well, I'm not trying to be a hater, but it does kind of look like a dump.
Yep, right there in the middle.
Just that shot. I'm sure it's not the city's best shot.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
But there's definitely city around that one.
One of my favorite landmarks around Niagara Falls. This is another one we got to go to. Gorgeous, incredible. Look at that. So majestic. So wow.
There it is.
Yeah.
I would love to work in one of those buildings.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Those are all like hotels.
What do you see outside your office window? Niagara Falls.
Yeah, it's either like extremely expensive like office real estate or hotel rooms though.
Yeah.
You'd have to be probably working at a hotel.
Yeah. Well, it's really cool. And that one's not too shocking to me. I don't think.
No, that's not too. The Taj Mahal.
The Taj Mahal.
All right. Now let's bust some myths here because again, that's the shot I've always seen. Straight on, beautiful white. So clean, so well. That looks like a swamp.
Yep.
That's not that majestic.
Nope.
Not that
nice and swampy. Yeah. It makes you wonder what, like, it looks like marshland here. So I wonder what kind of land
garbage.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. We're stupid humans.
Oh.
All right. The Brandenburg Gate.
Yes.
Which is this is a really great
love the lighting
beauty
on
shot.
That. Look at that. And that's not so great.
Right? It kind of reminds me of, like Vegas where there's, each individual thing is really cool, but then when you put it all together, it just looks like a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Well, you know what gives me a little bit of hope is like sometimes there's historic areas in Seattle where this has kind of happened. And, when it's your hometown, you naturally see them from these angles, right?
Right.
And so, when you think about it in that context, like, there's been some stuff around here that I've been like, oh, I wish it wasn't so cluttered anymore. But then you see this and you're like, oh, that's how it happens everywhere. That seems to be just the way we do it. And so it makes me feel a little bit better about our neck of the woods.
Yep.
And some of our stuff. All right, Mount Rushmore. This is the only shot you ever see of Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
And there it looks.
There it is.
That's one of those things, like, if you think about civilization after we've all died off.
Yeah.
And then finally, because space is so vast, aliens finally show up. Like, the pyramids might still be here, and that's like what we're going to leave behind. That's going to be the U.S.'s mark on the Earth right there. Is some dudes' faces in a rock.
Yep. This is what humans look like.
But is it all that different than what the Egyptians did? It's not really.
Not really.
It's not. Especially when you see it in that context, when it's not so grand and so bold.
Yeah, I would like to see what's in front of it, though,
What are they looking at?
Like, yeah. Like, is there a city just beyond that, or, can anybody see this in their everyday life?
Yeah. I think it's at a park. I'm just blanking on the park right now. But again, we gotta go.
So Mont Saint
Michel.
I think it's Michel.
Michel.
Well, anyway, in France.
Beautiful. It's a castle.
Look at that.
Actually, that's not so bad.
I know, but it's like in the middle of
the beach.
The beach, ocean.
Yeah, like the tide's out.
Yeah.
I kind of like that, though.
It would be really cool. Yeah.
Now, the next one is one I just saw kind of recently. Like, I saw it before the show, but it was just a couple of weeks ago. The Hollywood sign. Everybody knows that, right?
Yep.
Well.
Yeah, it is Michel. I was right. There it is. It's a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it from L.A., right?
The point of view that everybody else sees it from.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the interesting thing. It's like the Space Needle. You could do the same thing with the Space Needle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, the Sagrada Familia.
Wow.
Yeah, that is some architecture. Right?
It's freaky looking.
I cannot speak. And
wow.
There it is, right in the middle of. This is really cool. I can't remember where that is, but it. I've seen this type of design before.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's. It looks like a circuit board.
Almost, it does.
A little bit.
All right.
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
All right, St. Basils Cathedral.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Very colorful.
Mm-hmm. That's still pretty good.
Here it is with a lot of other stuff around it.
It's got the big commercial light in the background and things like that, but it's still pretty good looking.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Santorini.
Another classic. It's still pretty nice.
I wouldn't want to be on Hillside.
That's the thing about it, though. That's the thing about it's a hillside village. That's its whole thing. However, that's, a pretty good view.
It is. Oh, yeah, definitely a good view.
Yeah,
but
right? Oh, the Mona Lisa. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm ready for this. This is this is a lifetime one. So it's just over
it's
there.
Right there. So
they have a whole room dedicated.
It's really
to it.
tiny. No, there's other
that's probably
artworks,
other
but
Da
a
Vinci
whole
stuff.
wall, yes.
I bet you it's other stuff though. Wow, look at that. It's so small in real life.
Nice and small.
It's so small. That's probably
such a pivotal piece too.
You'd travel all that way, and the first thing you'd think of is it's a lot smaller than I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
After all that,
the Rock of Gibraltar.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, it's just a big old rock.
Yep.
What are you gonna do? The Little Mermaid. All right, I've never seen this one ever.
How great is that picture?
It's got to be HDR. It's great.
But it's amazing, and here it is.
Wow.
Wow.
That's all about the framing.
It sure is.
All about the perspective. All right, the Alamo, a classic. It looks so stoic, so historic in that shot. So proud. And where is it? I can't even see it in the... I don't even see it anymore. That's just so sad. It's buried. It's got to be between... It's between trees there over there. It's right there, I think. Right there.
There. Yeah. All right, the Las Vegas Strip.
Right.
We're almost done.
Okay.
Yeah, see, the Las Vegas Strip looks so much better at night.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah, it looks...
It does look like this. Like,
it looks podunk.
In Vegas, there's just nothing around it.
Ooh, the end of the Great Wall of China?
Yeah,
it reaches the ocean.
It abruptly ends as...
Right at the ocean.
There's the end of the Great Wall of China.
Is incredible. That is really something. All right, very cool, Ange.
Yeah.
Great. Well, sort of. A little dream crushing.
Yeah, I know.
A little dream crushing.
But still really cool.
Very interesting to see all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, before we go to our next set of perspectives, I want to thank Ting.com. What is Ting? Ange, what is Ting?
Ting is mobile. It makes sense.
No, everybody knows it's mobile on the go, Ange.
No.
I know. I know. Anyways.
Wow. Yeah. No. Well, it also
That's
is
what
mobile
you used
on
to
the
call
go.
It. You call it mobile on the go.
I know.
Rika and I were having a little fun earlier about that. All right, here's what you got to do. Go to faux.ting.com to get started, and that'll take $25 off your first phone. If you've already got a phone and want to bring it with you, they'll take $25 off your first month or so, give you $25 credits. No contracts and no early terminations with Ting. No fees, anything like that when you switch to Ting. And also, my favorite part, the part that keeps me with Ting all the time, you only pay for what you use. It's a flat $6 a month, then your usage on top of that. And they build it all together with this awesome dashboard. This dashboard is where it's at. In fact, I could show you the video, but I'll just show you my dashboard because I'm logged in right here. So this is my dashboard. You can see that my current bill is $21. It closes in 22 days. If I referred a friend to Ting, I get a $50 credit, so I would have to pay nothing for this month.
Wow.
Isn't that neat how they just tell you that right there, too?
Yeah.
You can see our megabytes right now because we're early into the billing period. 27 megabytes. Don't use the phone much, so this is why Ting is so great for me. And $21, this is with two smartphones. This is with the Nexus 5 and the HTC One on this plan. That's my dashboard right there. I can go and set device settings, forwarding rules, all that kind of stuff. And the other thing that's really cool about Ting is they're just all about saving money in general. They've got a really new smart and savvy finance guy who's going to be blogging over at ting.com/blog. All kinds of ideas to sort of, I don't know if you want to call it hack, but it's a life hack for saving money, and they're going to have ideas up there. You can check it out. But start by going to faux.ting.com. That lets them know that you heard about it right here on the Faux Show. One of the great things about Ting is there's no hold customer service. No hold customer service means that if you end up getting some friends and family to switch and they get stuck, they can just call Ting and get a problem solved. You'll probably be able to solve it through the website. But even if you can't solve it through the website, you know that if you have to call and talk to a Canadian, they're going to be able to answer your problem. What are you looking at over there, Andrews?
Oh, I was just looking there. You can win a super sexy hot tan by going to their website and reading or their Facebook page, and find out how you can win that.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah, they're online. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on Twitter, they're on Google+, they're on YouTube. And it's worth following, especially if you're looking to switch to Ting or you're a Ting customer. You just get great updates. They have a great team that works on that stuff. Just really good people over there doing that.
This they've spelt Ting with their custom postcards that they handwrite to their which somebody from the Faux Show wrote in and sent us a picture of theirs.
The Ting really has like a really cool look, and they have like these custom postcards that like their service reps will write notes to folks and send them. I mean, they're really a cool company, and they're really making a big difference in mobile. And I think that's what I like to underscore is if you're going to switch and you're going to start saving money and you're going to do something that makes more sense, why not also vote with your wallet in a direction you want the entire industry to move to? So go to faux.ting.com to get started and just be a part of that overall movement to clean up the wireless industry, because Ting is kicking butt with their excellent customer service, pay for what you use service, and no contracts with no early termination fees. Faux.ting.com. And a really big thank you to Ting for sponsoring El Faux Show.
Woo.
Okay, Andrews, where do we go next on our perspective journey?
Well, just real quick, because I did have to put at least one mind bender in here.
Okay, lay it on.
Right? Perspective issue.
Okay.
So you see A
Yes.
and you see B.
B is on a white square. A is on a gray square.
And they are actually the same color.
You're saying B is actually a gray square? Is that what you're telling me right now?
It's the same color as the A square.
But because it's in the shadow of this pillar, that's why it looks...
Our brain has...
Wow. So So when they put these lines here, then the brain does the correct thing.
Yes.
But these two things are actually identical image minus the lines.
Yep.
And the brain computes that as a white square because, it's in a shadow, so therefore I'll adjust the color of it.
Yep. Isn't that weird?
Well, it underscores something that I think is really important. This is really weird when you think about it, but what you are seeing is literally just an interpretation of the data that your brain receives. You are not actually getting a true optical reflection that's just raw into your head. And that shows you right there. If that looks white to you, or just like off color, that's your brain doing the processing.
Yep.
And Angela, if you're listening on the audio version, Angela will have a link to this in the show notes so you guys can catch it after the show too. Mind blower.
And now we're going to have a little bit of fun, followed by a ginormous mail sack.
Oh, an extra large mail sack.
Well, not ginormous, just there's two.
Nice. And we had an upgraded graphics. So that's exciting.
Yep. So speaking of perspective, these are forced perspective pictures. Okay. And they are awesome. So this bowl is not actually holding lights, and neither is the...
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. No, it's really awesome. She's not actually holding two tiny people.
Right, obviously. Right.
Well, not obviously.
Oh, I mean, she couldn't hold two... well, first of all, there's not tiny people.
All right.
Yeah. Obviously. So, yeah. Okay.
All right. This one's kind of cool.
That is cool.
We could actually do that at the pumpkin patch that we go to every year. It's two kids holding a picture frame with their parents in the far background, but they fit within the frame. So it's
they're going for a straight one though, where they just couldn't get the kids to. Well, that's fine.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah,
it works.
Just keep that in mind when you want to do it.
People seem to like to do the light thing.
Well, it's cool. It kind of looks like you have magic powers. So.
Yeah, the lights now. So the lights. That is how lights look to me when I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, unless you want to see.
Yeah.
All right. So here's a guy
blowing people over
in the snow, which is kind of cool. He's holding them in his hand. Here's a time catcher.
That's cool. I got one I want to show you.
It is really cool. Okay.
So this is a tilt shift. And what's crazy about this is whenever you shoot something with tilt shift, it uses the blur technique doesn't it make that stuff look tiny, like it's microscopic, like it's toys?
Yeah.
Like here's another one. Those look like toy cars, don't they? And those look like toy people, don't they?
Okay.
But those are real vehicles. Just the way the blur is handled, the way your brain sees that.
Interesting.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Here's a guy moving a hot air balloon. Picking up a big rock. Isn't that cool?
We could do a perspective. I could walk over to the camera and I could eat you with my hand.
Yeah?
That would be...
Yes. Here's a guy sitting on a Nescafe coffee container. out in the middle of the ice. This one's kind of weird. I can't figure out what he's actually standing on because
Probably just some blocks or something.
probably. I can't figure that one out. This one's cool.
Yeah, that is a good one. Reminds me of SpongeBob.
It's a guy stepping on two people in the snow. There's lots of snow ones. Grabbing a hot air balloon. This big shoes for this guy.
All right. These are interesting, but we can't go through this whole list. No, we can't.
There's
pick out a couple of your favorites.
all right.
Oh, that's a good one.
This is a cool one,
Yeah.
holding the hand of a little
giant.
person.
Oh, that's spraying the cloud. That's a good one. Too.
Yeah, using a spray can to make it look like
Yeah.
you're spraying clouds. I have no idea how this guy did this one. It's a gravity-defying act.
It is.
And there's actually there's a couple more of those. Here's one.
That's a good one. They're obviously laying on the that's,
Yeah, but look at this guy. He's all,
Yeah, that's good.
And,
That guy looks like he's running on it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm cutting us off. That's
That
good,
one's
though.
kind of-
We'll have the full list in the show notes. All right, that's a good one, too. Okay, fine. Those are good ones, I admit.
It's just cool because, no Photoshop was used. And
Yeah.
there's Stonehenge.
Stepping on Stonehenge. Oh.
Speaking of perspective, right?
Bringing it all back
Look at this
together
guy
right there.
leaning up against his backpack.
Clever
And
guy.
his backpack is like 4 times the size of him.
All right, Andrews, let's bust out that mail sack because I think there's some...
Wait.
All right, fine.
Come on.
Look at... All right, okay, all right.
That's brilliant.
That's pretty good. I'll
Hugging
admit.
the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
If there weren't people in the lower end of the shot, I would say...
There's always people in the lower end of the
Yeah,
shot.
especially that one.
There.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. Okay, those are some good ones, too.
Another upside down. Okay. Pool ones are cool, though.
Yeah, those are really cool. All right, Andrews, get ready. We spent a ton of money for this week's graphic. Unbelievable amounts of money for the brand new, completely refreshed Jupiter mail sack on the Faux Show. Jupiter mail sack. All right, Andrews, what do we have in the mail sack today?
I don't know.
That's what she said.
Find it.
We were so excited
Where is it?
about our
There
super
it is.
awesome mail sack graphic that we didn't actually grab the mail. No, it's a super deep sack, that's all.
All right. So Nick writes, "Hi, Chris and Alan. First, thank you for the great content. My commute to work is way funnier with TechSnap."
Oh, good.
Which I kind of have to stop you there because I don't think I've seen a funny TechSnap.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding.
Hello, I'm hilarious. Hello, haven't you seen? Hello.
All right. My question is this. Recently, I used your promo code and got a DigitalOcean droplet. I would like to use it as a VPN server, but I know next to nothing about VPN and VPN solutions. Where should I start, and what software should I use? Any ideas or recommendations will be greatly appreciated.
Well, that's an interesting idea because if the first thing I was thinking of is maybe running a virtual machine with a VPN software package in there. It could be anything. There's some Linux distros that come with OpenVPN, like sort of as a full package. There's also pfSense, which I like a lot, especially if you're running at another location. But because you are running on a VPS, I don't know if you want to install another virtual machine on top of that. So let me see if I can find a guide for you. Now, I don't know he didn't say what distro, right? Okay. Well, I'm going to recommend either way you go with OpenVPN. And here's what I would do. It's going to depend on your distro, how you set it up. There could be different ways to go, but the one spot the definitive resource would be the ArchWiki OpenVPN setup guide. It'll get you started with OpenVPN 2.3. If you just loaded this on there, you'd be good to go. There also might be a community-made one-click install for DigitalOcean. I've never looked. That might be worth looking into as well. And that would probably get you going. And then if you wanted to be a baller, you could install pfSense at your location, wherever you're connecting from the most, and have pfSense have a persistent OpenVPN connection back to the DigitalOcean droplet. Bob's your uncle, VPNing all over the place like it's nobody's business.
So Rakai just linked digitalocean.com/community/tags/VPN.
There we go. So that's probably a community guide on setting up a VPN. That'd be perfect. Look at that. So I'll add that link to the show notes.
Great.
That might be something worth checking out myself too. You know what I'm saying, Andrews? Get a little VPN action going.
Yep.
Huh?
Huh? All right. So Steven writes, or unless you want to show.
Oh no, I'll add the link to it in the show notes so they have it.
Okay. Steven writes, "Hey Chris, Angela / Rakai." Isn't that awesome?
Wow.
Yeah. I am just wondering if it were possible to get access to the full back catalog of shows like TechSnap and SciByte, MP3 or OGG. I tried downloading the back catalog through iTunes, and several episodes won't download. They look like they may be hosted by blip.tv. For example, episode 2 of TechSnap is not available for download. I didn't try the video formats, though.
The video is working.
Thanks for producing awesome content. I always look forward to the next episode of any show on Jupiter Broadcasting.
Thank you, sir. Well, I was all on board until you said audio only, because we are currently working on master BitTorrent sync archives of shows. We've been working on it for a while, but with the studio move, we have a new NAS set up here, so it's going to kind of, now that that's in place, we're going to kind of finish that up. And so video will probably be first. I'll probably do audio ones too. I also don't have, I had drives die on me years ago, so I don't have all of the audio stuff in one place. So I don't know. I don't know where we get all of that from, other than maybe the audience, or we'll find it on servers that are still working, and then we'll probably put it all in BitTorrent syncs, and then if that gets enough traction, we would then divvy it out from there over like feeds and stuff like that. But we'll see. It's kind of depends on how much response we get.
Okay. Well, so other things that you should consider is following us on Instagram.
Heyo!
Instagram.com/Jupiter Broadcasting. Aside from having all of our viewer pictures up there,
last swag,
I did throw the Co2 Radio 100 shirt announcement. Obviously, I'm not going to, put something on there every day saying, buy the shirt, buy the shirt, buy the shirt. But put it on there. I thought, one quick one would be good. And I can't wait to start getting pictures of people wearing their Co2 100.
There's a great shot from Linux Fest Northwest.
Yep.
That's a great one.
And so you can go to teespring.com/CR100.
Yeah, get yourself the latest
Co2
Jupiter
Radio
Broadcasting
100.
swag to celebrate Co2 Radio 100. And just a little bit of a programming note, Co2 Radio has moved from 9 a.m. Pacific to noon Pacific, which is like 3 p.m. Eastern. And it's all been updated on the Jupiter Broadcasting calendar at jupiterbroadcasting.com/
what are you talking about?
the calendar.
Calendar.
/calendar.
Sorry.
It's right. It's fine. It's fine.
My mind was moving to the FauxShow Awards for June 1st. For June 1st, I want to see your best take on FauxShow buns. On you, on someone you know, on a pet, whatever.
Even if you're like Lionhead in our chat room and you're like, nah, dog, I don't want to do that. We're just asking for one picture. And then you could take them out.
Yeah.
Or
it can
keep
be
'em.
from any perspective. I don't have to see your face.
If you want to keep them, that's fine. If you want to go to work and take a picture of you at work or whatever,
Oh
that's
my gosh,
fine.
a whole office wearing FauxShow buns would be epic.
Now you're dreaming. Or a whole family. Wearing
a whole
FauxShow buns.
family.
That'd be.
Yep. And it doesn't have to be hair.
That'd be a family that has probably a lot of hair in their house, like in their sinks, like in their shower and stuff.
Why would you think of
Well, if you got everybody with long hair, it's just gonna happen. Isn't that what the first thing you think of?
I
All that
guess.
hair all over the place and the cracks.
I guess. Okay.
Vacuum. Everywhere, all that hair. And then if you get a dog or a cat, whoo, it's a lot of hair.
Well, I've been recently doing FauxShow buns on my daughter, and it's adorable.
Super cute.
And I will have a picture for next time.
All right. Well, then take us out, Miss Andrews.
Yeah. All right. That is it for this episode of the Faux Show. I'll see you next week. Did you enjoy this Faux Show? Well, guess what? You can catch more at jupiterbroadcasting.com and subscribe to the weekly RSS feed. Did you like what you just saw? Why don't you take a picture? Public service announcement. PSA. You can't have happiness without penis. Just so you know.
Boy, do I agree.
Okay. Every time I touch my boobs, take a drink.